All right, I'm trying to find a camera angle where you can see me and my dough. What I'm gonna do is punch it down, which is like the absolute best part of doing pizza dough. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you found our little part of the internet. My name's Amanda, and today I'm real excited because I'm making pizza. I love my homemade pizza. I love it way more than eating delivery. Now, that's not to say I don't appreciate a good delivered pizza, because as much as I love cooking, sometimes it's nice for me to just sit back and have someone else deliver me a pizza. But most of the time, I would rather just make my own. So, there's a ton of recipes out there on, amazing pizza doughs, but part of the tricky part of making a pizza dough is knowing when your dough and the texture, like when the dough's right and what the texture should be. So that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. Well, I gathered up all our ingredients, and so we just need to dive in and get to kneading. All right, I'm trying to find a camera angle where you can see me and my dough. All right, well, let's give that a try. My messy bun's out of the shot, but that's okay. We're having a curly bad hair day, and when curly girls have bad hair days, it goes up into the messy bun. Okay, so I've got 2 cups of very warm water that's not boiling. It's just tap water, but I got it, as hot as my tap will let me get. And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sugar. It doesn't have to be super precise. This is just gonna give your yeast some food to start waking up to. And then you're gonna so I'm making enough pizza for like 2 really large pizzas. When I make pizza, I like to make enough for leftovers for a family of 4, because I make it like a pretty darn big pizza, which we could probably eat on for that one night, but I like to make double. So, just half everything if you only want to make 1 large pizza. So you're gonna either want 2 of those little square packets of yeast or 2.5 tablespoons of yeast. And then I'm just gonna use this to stir it up, because you just wanna get everything wet. And then what this is called is blooming your yeast. I keep my yeast in the refrigerator. It keeps it longer. It will go bad faster if you keep it in your pantry, but keeping it in the refrigerator will keep it dormant. And this step is very important to do separately, because if your yeast does not start to bubble up and bloom, then your pizza won't rise. So there's no point in doing the rest. Now, I know this yeast is, I've just used it recently. I know it's still good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing up. And actually, I can start to see some action already. It's like starting to bubble up. Funny story. One time we had just moved into our old house and we were new. That sounded really weird, but at our last house, we had just moved in, and I was making pizza, and I did this step, and I think my kids were playing out in the cul-de-sac or something, and I heard a big loud noise, and I went outside, and I don't even know what it was, but my neighbors were standing there, and I got to visiting with my new neighbors because I hadn't met them yet, and I forgot I had this on the counter, and it just, when I came back inside, it was everywhere. So don't walk away unless you've got a cup that's way bigger than what you're starting with here. Okay, oh, that's just an air bubble. I was like, there's something in there. Okay, so we are going to use 5 cups of flour. Again, I'm making up, 2 big pizzas. So otherwise you would do 2.5 cups. Oh, and I don't measure precisely, because we're gonna be adding more flour later, and you're probably gonna want to start with less than too much. But I'm gonna show you what happens either way. Whenever you're working with dough, your humidity in the air really makes a huge difference on how your dough is gonna come out. So again, we're gonna need this again in a little bit. So let me grab some salt. And I like to add a little bit of pepper to my dough too. So this is a lot of flour. It's gonna take a lot of salt. And okay, so a little less traditional, I like to put seasonings in my dough. So I put some Italian, oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of like basil and oregano. So I put some dried herbs right into my dough. I think it just makes the whole pizza taste just so much better. And some dried garlic powder. And I don't measure, I just kind of floof it in there. Oh, I forgot to grab my mixer, so let me grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, so you're gonna want the dough hook. I have made this in a food processor before too. It works really great, except unless you've got a really large food processor, mine won't double the recipe. It's too much. Why won't this lock on? Okay, I think it's on there. And so see how this is starting to get bubbly. The 2-cup line was right here and it's already bubbling up. So now we're racing against the clock. I want to mix in all those herbs. Just give it a quick stir on low. And then here's where the secret comes to amazing homemade pizza dough. So yes, making your pizza dough at home is healthier than going to, a delivery place because you're using and controlling your ingredients. But if you want it to taste really good, don't skimp out on the oil. Like I heard a rumor one time that Pizza Hut, their dough is almost half oil, half flour. I mean, I don't think it's actually that, but they've got a lot. So I use a good 1/4 cup of oil in my dough. It's definitely not a half and half ratio, but don't be shy on the oil. It really makes a difference. So I'm gonna mix this again on low and just get that olive oil mixed in. I'm not used to doing this from this angle. So, okay. Now, what you want your dough to look like, it's going to look like wet sand. So let me show you. Oh, I gotta show you quickly because our yeast is about to fall over. But you want enough oil in there that you've got these kind of like clumps, okay? And then before our super happy yeast flows over, we're gonna dump it in. Now the reason why you don't want boiling water is that it will actually kill off the yeast and it won't rise either. So now I'm going to again mix this up, starting on low so it doesn't sploosh out, and then we're going to raise up the speed as we go. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the edges so that you get that flour down at the bottom in there. And keep going. Okay, now as you can see right now, we have a very wet, shaggy dough. Some days it turns out like that. That means we're gonna need to add some more flour. And it's gonna take quite a bit because this is pretty wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 cup just because I can tell this dough is really wet. The humidity levels must be, I don't know if it's high or low. That makes a difference. I just know it does. Whoa. Started out low so it doesn't splash up. This workhorse of a mixer has been with me since I got married 18 years ago. And it's still a truckin'. Okay, so now you can tell the dough is still really sticky, but it's not quite as shaggy as it was. So it's getting there, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some more flour. Not too much this time. maybe another 1/4 cup. And start on low. Okay, now it's looking good. So I can just tell by looking. So now when I touch it, it's not sticking to me. I mean, okay, yeah, if you really go after it, but while ago, if I just touched it really quickly, it would stick to me. There is some stick to it, and that's okay. We're gonna work on that, but like just when I touch it quickly, it's not sticking to me, and so that means it's good. It's where we want it. Okay, instead of bringing the camera, I'm gonna just kind of lift this up and show you. There's no gloss to it. It's, like I said, when I touch it, it's not sticking to my fingers. But that doesn't mean we're done kneading. Now, I'm going to put this back on and I'm gonna knead it for like 5 minutes. Okay, now, now you'll see after doing that how different it looks. Sometimes it locks on there. It's been kneading so bad. So now we actually are starting to get a bit of a gloss to this dough. I find that just by finishing it off with some hand kneading, it just makes it a little bit, I don't know, just it helps the texture of your final pizza dough if you do this hand kneading step. The most important thing I want you to get out of this video is the texture that your dough needs to be at. So, because you can read a recipe all day long, but unless you kind of see what your dough is supposed to look like or feel it, you know, obviously you can't be in my kitchen with me feeling. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so let me show you close up and personal to the camera. So when I push down, it's not gonna bounce up yet, but we're gonna go ahead and now we're gonna let this proof for an hour. So, and you know, it's kind of got a glossy shine to it. What I do, I just put a little bit of olive oil down in the bottom here. Kind of rotate it around. If you've got a spray can, oh, I'm like out of the frame now. If you've got a spray can, just spray this really fast too, works. And again, I like to kind of knead it into a ball. See how I'm kind of tucking it in. And then I kind of give it some good pats. And then I'm going to put it into the olive oil, swirl it around, and then put the folded part that I did down to the bottom. And then let me wash my hands. There's nothing like the smell of yeast and the basil and the oregano. I mean, it just smells like Italian kitchen in here. Instead of fixing my camera, because I'm almost done, I'm just hunching over. Anyway. I'm gonna get some plastic wrap, or you can use a clean dish towel and just put it over the top. You wanna put it in a non-drafty area. That is very important. Kind of like a warmish area. I don't know if you can tell, I've got the light on underneath my microwave. That light actually gives it enough warmth. So I'm just gonna set it on my stove underneath that microwave light. And we'll be back in an hour and I'll show you what it looks like. So it's been just under an hour and man, my yeast is very happy. Let me show you what it looks like. So you see how it's like mounded up over, and we actually just got an appointment for a COVID shot. So I don't want to do this right now, but I don't want it to keep expanding. So what I'm going to do is punch it down, which is like the absolute best part of doing pizza dough. And then we're just going to let it have a second rise. And that actually is good. So perfect. So I'm going to just, again, put this back in its warm, cozy spot under my microwave light. And we're going to go get our first COVID shot, my husband and I. And then later when we get back, I'll be able to make our pizzas. All right, we're back. I got my COVID shot. By the time that this video goes up, it'll probably be a week or so, but we just got back from our appointment. So this dough has had time to do a second rise. Like I said, one rise is perfectly good, but if life gets in the way, punching it down and doing a second rise is perfectly good. Also, when you have a second rise, it might be a little bit stickier again. I've noticed that because I've had to do this before, and it always seems stickier after the second rise. I don't know why, but it works fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this, like I said, because it makes enough for 2 pizzas. And I know you know how to put together pizzas, so I'm not gonna show you that, but what I am gonna show you is a really cool trick. I have 2 pizza pans. I've got this one that has the holes. I don't know if you can see on the camera. It's got little holes. I want to get a second one of these. These are great for making oven pizzas. And as you can tell, I put this on the barbecue grill before, and it works really great for doing barbecue grills. That's why I want to get 2, so I can take it out, make up both my pizzas, and do them on the barbecue grill. But right now I only have 1 of these. I need to find another one. I haven't looked. I'm sure it's easy. And then I got my trusty old, like everything cookie sheet, right? I actually do have a pizza stone too, but I'm not sure where it got off to after the move, and so I've just been using these. But here's my trick. Now this one, because of the holes, you can't use it, but it's less likely to stick because of these holes. On a cookie sheet, it will stick. So if you take a coarse ground cornmeal and you just spread out a little bit, it actually works to make it not stick to the cookie sheet better than if you tried to put oil down. So I just kind of spread this around, and delivery places actually use cornmeal like this too on their pizzas a lot of times. So we're gonna just go ahead and work and spread these pizzas out, and I will top them up, and I'll show you the final thing. I'm gonna do it on a fast zoom, and I'll show you the final thing when we're done. Okay, so once I get them, you know, as your basic cheese pizza, which would be great to pop in the oven that way, I pre-cut up a bunch of toppings. And so my kids just want pineapple and ham. So simple enough, make them, this is actually some leftover fresh pineapple from one of my pineapple chicken bowls that I do. Check out that video if you haven't, it's amazing. And then some ham. I just use deli ham. Canadian bacon isn't really worth the price to me. It's not different enough from just deli sandwich ham that I spend the money to get Canadian bacon, which my husband has a friend who's Canadian, and he says in Canada, Canadian bacon is not the same thing as what Americans call Canadian bacon. So if you are in Canada, please elaborate. All right, so I left some of the bacon and ham for, the bacon and ham, the ham for, and pineapple for our pizza too. And then I got some red onion and some bell pepper. Normally I would put mushrooms, but I pulled my mushrooms out of the refrigerator and they were beyond sad looking. Some very salty green onions that, can't talk today, green olives. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I cannot wait. And then I'm gonna throw down some pepperoni because I can't believe my kids don't like pepperoni, but I do. So pepperoni on my pizza. Oh, that's just a really thick slice. Last but not least, and I don't do this every time, but the cheddar cheese, I think it browns, it gets like, when you cook it in the oven, it adds a really cool color to your pizza. So just a tiny sprinkling, and it adds a different flavor. I like it. just a tiny sprinkling of cheddar to the top. My oven is preheated to 475. You want to do it somewhere really hot, either 475 to 500, 525 if you can keep an eye on it. Put these pizzas in there, keep an eye on them. They should only take about 10 minutes and then dinner will be done and I will show you the final cooked pizzas. Beautiful. And see, I think the cheddar cheese just makes it more photogenic. What can I say? It's really, really hot, but as you can see, I just lift the whole thing up, doesn't stick. And this one with the holes, somehow the holes help like make it not stick too. Oh, it's hot. Anyway, I want to tell y'all thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you will hit the subscribe button so I can keep growing this channel and providing content. And please leave a comment. I love to hear what people are having for dinner, whether it's pizza or not. What are your favorite pizza toppings? I would love to know that. Give me some new ideas. We'll see you at the next video. Bye, guys.